It's ladies night, what? It must be Sarah on the mic. With sweet little Holly, got the sugar, got the spice. We're keeping us tight, we're guests on the night. Linked up with Urban Spirit Studio. That's right. And I'm not a rookie on this all-star team. Me and Holly get you hooked like we're fishing for green. This is home, never leaving us talent alone. Yes, it is my city, it's my throne.
Hi guys, and welcome to another Ladies Night with myself, Sarah.
And me, Holly, where we're here to discuss life from pills
to pills.
As far as dating goes, there's horror stories.
Yeah.
There's bad horror stories.
There is.
Have you got any horror stories?
Not really.
I've got a horror story.
Have you now?
I have got a horror story. Just take a peek at this. Just going straight into it with a horror story because this is just like unmatched. So I've got a friend and this friend told me this story and I've known this story for quite some time. And now this is how I know this friend through this story. Every time I see it, every time I look at her, this is all I can think of. It's all I can... Just cast your eyes. So she said that she'd been chatting to this guy for a while and they was in the talking stage, as they call it, for a long time. Mm-hmm. He was exactly her type. He was tall, dark and handsome. And they also shared similar traits as well. So they shared quite a lot of similar traits. And she thought, oh my God, this is the dream man. They shared the same humour. They grew up in the same area and had mutual friends. But she sort of questioned how she didn't know him ever. So why have we got mutual friends? Why are we in the same area? But how come I don't know you?
They've never crossed paths.
Never crossed paths. Never. But she thought, right, I'll give it a go anyway because he's ticking every other single box. So we can leave it at that. So he was a gentleman. He took her out on a lot of dates, but he never let her go round his house. And she just thought that's because he's a gentleman. Yeah. What would you think about that?
Yeah, I'd probably think the same thing. He's not being pushy. He's not trying to get me around there.
Even after a good few months and you've still not been around the house?
Oh, maybe after a few months I might be a little bit sceptical.
Well, anyway, she thought that she'd never been treated like this before, so maybe this was a good sign. So she was all up for it. No, he ticked all the boxes. He was attractive. He was her type. And he was also a gentleman. He took her out on dates. He paid. So she's thinking, I've hit jackpot here. I have hit the jackpot. Anyways, moving on. As time went, they started to open up to each other. And she told him that she was in care and that her mum and dad adopted her. So her current mum and dad had adopted her. So she was an adopted child. And he also told her about his family as well, but not in depth. So he never talked about his family in depth. He never said what their names were. He never said where they were from. He just said that he's got a good relationship with his family. That's all he said. So she used to say that she didn't like her biological family because she knew of them, but she didn't like them. And she just sort of left it at that because they didn't care for her. She didn't want anything to do with them. And that was that. And he also used to get a little bit annoyed at this in his face. He used to get annoyed that she didn't like her biological family.
Yeah.
So red flags are coming in here, aren't they?
Yeah.
Red flags are coming in strong.
I think
You're not catching my drift. Just wait till you hear this.
I think I am.
So she said that eventually the red flags kept on approaching and it had been 5 months at this point and she still had not met his family or became his girlfriend after 5 months. And you've got to think now, you've got talking stage. So 5 months is still a good amount of time.
Yeah.
And in the talking stage as well, usually I'd be thinking, right, I should be girlfriend right now. And she still wasn't his girlfriend.
100%.
And also she hadn't met his family. She's thinking, how do we know each other? As in we have mutual friends. You won't talk about your family. I tell you about mine, biological family.
I'd be digging.
She didn't need to dig.
I'd be digging. I'd be asking these mutual friends, who is this guy?
Well, it all ended because one night they got really drunk, and this is the first time that he also drank alcohol in front of her. He didn't usually drink. He wasn't a drinker. And she just thought, oh my God, another box he's ticking. He's not
he's not a wild guy.
He's not wild. That's for me. He's not going out getting with other girls. She's thinking, oh my God, I've got my husband here. We're getting married prematurely. So that 5 months, don't make me your girlfriend and make me your wife. That's what she's thinking. Anyway, so they got really drunk on this night out and then he starts talking to her and he starts crying and he starts confessing his love to her.
Okay.
And then he also says, by the way, I'm your cousin.
No, see, do you know what? I was thinking that, not cousin. I thought it's going to come out and they're going to be like brother and sister. Wait, so he knew from the beginning that they were cousins?
He knew from the beginning that they were cousins.
Why would he do that?
Literally. So
That's nasty.
He's heartbroken, thinking, oh my God, my dream man that I could have had, and he's actually my cousin. Well, no wonder he's my dream man. He's related to me.
Oh my word.
Yeah, what would you do in that situation?
What could you do?
What can you do?
To be fair, I'd probably still have to marry him.
Yeah.
Well, it's not illegal, is it? You can marry your cousin.
That's incest.
No, incest is if it's with your sibling. You can't do that.
I swear that's incest.
It's not incest.
Oh, sorry, police volunteering here. That's definitely incest. Don't
It's
do that.
not.
Don't take that
I
for
watched a whole documentary on it.
Really?
Yeah, so like in a lot of communities, I think it's like Indian communities where they'll actually get with their first cousins. It's not recommended because they do say, you know, because genetics are quite close. I think it's better if it's more like a second cousin rather than a first cousin. But me personally, I wouldn't get with my first cousin because we've all been raised around each other as well.
Anyway, not mine. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. No,
Wouldn't you? Yeah, you would.
No, I would not.
If it was your fifth cousin and you didn't know until you've already been with them now.
I simply would not.
Yeah, but you've already been with them like she has. What does she do? Does she stay?
She binned him off. She'd never seen him again. Never spoke to the family again. I think she's living in a different area now, to be honest.